out and lost interest in intimacy. He became grouchy and rude. It was all about him and his needs. For context, he'd lost his job last year. We moved to a house I leased in January. I loved the house, but it created friction between us. I'm an animal lover. My landlord doesn't interfere with my pet-related activities as long as I can keep the place clean. I built a patio for my 10 cats that I've rescued. It's an indoor space with controlled temperature and all their supplies are available to them 24/7. This was my dream. I wanted to help those kitties stay off the streets since I've been feeding them for years. Also, they have all their shots. Nick knew this from the start. The house is clean, no pet smells thanks to the automatic cat litter boxes. But still, he resented the cats because he needed his 3 siblings to move in, and one of them was allergic to the cats. He asked if I could put the cats up for adoption. The answer was no. I cannot live with his family. They are choosing beggars and moochers. The pattern is that his siblings and himself break off their relationships as soon as babies are born. I realized this too late. Nick says his ex went crazy after she gave birth. His brother tricked his ex into moving with her parents while he found a home for them and the baby. He never found a house, but knocked her up a second time, so her parents banned him from stepping into their home. The youngest brother hightailed his wife when she had her second baby. All his siblings and his mom lived together. His reason for wanting them to move in was that we had 3 spare bedrooms plus a very large family room and that it would be great if they saved on rent. So there was no intention to contribute on the rent from the siblings. Long story short, I got really sick by the end of October. I never got so much as a kind gesture from him. I cried due to body aches and he just stayed away. He never asked me if he could get me anything to eat and hardly ever came to check on me. I spent a lonely Thanksgiving while still recovering because he left to be with his family. My loved ones aren't near because I left everything for him. At some point, we talked about marriage. I recently found out he is back with his side chick. I was gonna hire a private investigator, but it's not worth it. I already know what I need to know. I got a hold of his phone and found about 3 weeks' worth of texts. They are definitely having intimacy. I've held this inside of me because at first I was in too much pain to confront him. I don't wish it on anybody. We are hardly on speaking terms and he hasn't even bothered to ask me what's wrong. I didn't find anything on his side chick Laura's social media. But I did find more than I needed to know from her mother's profile. He has been active in their lives since at least last summer and has been lying to me. This hits close to home. While he's been lying to me about going to job interviews without any luck, I've been financing his lifestyle. I have been paying him to go on these business trips, buying plane tickets and so on. He has a so-called business trip to the British Islands soon. It turns out that these business trips are him taking his affair partner and her mother on vacation. I'm leaving him because of the pain he's causing me and because he's a liar. I'm not granting him the luxury of knowing that I'm pulling the rug in advance. I already talked to the landlord as I'll be leaving the house slightly earlier. I'll be using Nick's trip to uproot myself. I already hired a company that specializes in pet transport since I'm concerned about flying pets in cargo. I have all their health certificates in order, so they will be coming to pick my kittens up by 9 a.m. Nick's flight leaves much earlier, so he needs to be out by 6 a.m. I'm moving closer to my family and I've already made arrangements to board my pets until a new patio is built for them. My sister will take care of it. I will be living on my own property.